Imagine you're walking through a park in South Texas, a place known for its warm sunshine and unique wildlife. You look up into the trees, hoping to spot a familiar bird, perhaps a bright red cardinal or a noisy blue jay. But on this particular day, you see something truly astonishing, a bird that looks like nothing you have ever seen before. It has the bold crest and loud call of a blue jay, but its feathers are a surprising mix of brilliant green, sunny yellow, and deep blue. This is not a bird from a storybook. This is a real creature that recently appeared, leaving bird watchers and scientists completely amazed by its unexpected beauty and mysterious origins. This feathered wonder is a clue to a much bigger story. This strange and wonderful bird was first spotted by everyday people who simply love watching birds. They took photographs of this colorful visitor and shared them online, creating a buzz of excitement and confusion. Was it a new species that had never been documented? Or was it perhaps a familiar bird that had somehow developed unusual coloring? The questions multiplied with every new sighting. The bird had the familiar shape of a jay, but its rainbow of feathers was unlike any known species in North America. It was a puzzle, a living mystery, fluttering from branch to branch in the Rio Grande Valley, waiting for someone to unravel its remarkable secret. This special bird, which some have affectionately nicknamed the Grue, represents a fascinating event in the natural world. It is a living example of what can happen when nature's boundaries begin to shift and change. Its very existence tells a story not just about birds, but about our entire planet. The discovery reminds us that even in places we think we know well, there are always new surprises waiting to be found. The world of animals is constantly evolving, and sometimes right in our own backyards, we can witness a brand new chapter of life's incredible journey beginning to unfold, painting the sky with colors we never expected. The appearance of this single bird has sent ripples of excitement through the scientific community. It is more than just a pretty sight. It is a signal. It tells us that the world around us is changing in profound ways, sometimes so slowly we barely notice, and other times in a sudden flash of green and blue feathers. This bird is a messenger, carrying a story about how different animal families can come together in surprising new ways. Its unique combination of features is a living testament to the adaptability and resilience of life on Earth, prompting us to look more closely at the creatures we share our world with and the subtle changes happening all around us. So what exactly is this mysterious Grue jay? It is what scientists call a hybrid. A hybrid animal is the child of two different, though often closely related species. Think of it like mixing two different colors of paint to create a brand new shade. In this case, the two colors were two different kinds of jays. One parent was a bold and clever blue jay, a bird commonly found across much of North America. The other parent was a vibrant green jay, a tropical bird that typically lives much further south in the warmer climates of Mexico and Central America. These two birds, which usually live in separate worlds, somehow met and had a chick together. This chick, the Grue jay, inherited traits from both of its parents, creating its wonderfully unique appearance. From its blue jay parent, it received its noticeable head crest and some of its familiar blue and white markings. From its green jay parent, it got its stunning green and yellow feathers, which are so characteristic of that tropical species. This blending of features is what makes a hybrid so special. It is a living mosaic, a single creature that carries the legacy of two distinct family lines. The Grue jay is a perfect example, showing us nature's incredible ability to mix and match, creating something completely new and unexpected from familiar parts. But how could this happen? Blue jays and green jays have lived on the same continent for thousands of years, yet they have rarely, if ever, produced a hybrid. The answer, it seems, lies in our changing climate. As the Earth gets warmer, the places where animals can comfortably live, known as their habitats, begin to shift. The green jay, which loves warm weather, has been slowly expanding its territory northward into Texas. At the same time, the blue jay has been moving southward, seeking new areas as well. This gradual movement, driven by climate change, has caused their two separate worlds to finally overlap. This meeting of two species is like two rivers slowly changing their course over many years until they finally merge into one. Where there was once a clear boundary separating the home of the green jay from the home of the blue jay, that line has now become blurred. In this new shared space in South Texas, the two birds had the opportunity to meet, interact, and eventually see each other as potential partners. The little Grue is the direct result of this historic meeting, a feathered symbol of how a changing planet can redraw the map for all living things and create families that no one ever thought possible. The story of how this bird was officially identified is a wonderful piece of scientific detective work. A scientist named Brian Stokes became fascinated by the strange bird photos popping up online from birdwatchers in the Rio Grande Valley. He knew this was something special and realized that a photograph alone was not enough to solve the mystery. To truly understand the bird's origins, he needed to study it up close. So he traveled to South Texas, determined to find this one-of-a-kind creature. Finding a single specific bird in the wild is an incredibly challenging task, like searching for one special leaf in an entire forest. It required patience, skill, and a little bit of luck. Dr. Stokes spent many days searching, following leads from local bird watchers and carefully observing the flocks of jays in the area. Finally, his persistence paid off. He spotted the unusual bird, a flash of green and blue amongst its more common relatives. Now came the most delicate part of his mission. He had to catch the bird safely. Using a fine, soft net designed to capture birds without harming them, he managed to gently secure the Grue jay. This was a crucial moment. For the first time, a scientist could examine this natural wonder up close, taking careful measurements and collecting a tiny, harmless feather sample for further study. With the precious feather sample in hand, the real scientific investigation could begin. The feather was sent to a special laboratory for genetic testing. Genetics is the study of DNA, the unique instruction manual for every living thing. Just as you have a unique set of instructions from your parents, so did this bird. The scientists in the lab were able to read the DNA from the feather and compare it to the DNA of blue jays and green jays. This test would provide the definitive answer to the bird's identity, revealing the secrets locked away inside its very cells. It was a modern approach to solving one of nature's oldest puzzles. The results of the genetic test were conclusive and incredibly exciting. The DNA evidence proved that the bird was exactly what Dr. Stokes and others had suspected, a first-generation hybrid. Its genetic code was a clear mix, with half of its DNA matching that of a blue jay and the other half matching a green jay. The mystery was solved. The online photos, the patient fieldwork, and the advanced lab work had all come together to tell the complete story. The Grue jay was no longer just a curiosity, it was a scientifically confirmed phenomenon, a testament to the power of observation and modern science. The discovery of the Grue jay is so exciting because hybrid animals like this are quite rare in the wild. While different species might live near each other, they usually do not interbreed. They often have different mating calls, behaviors, or live in slightly different types of environments that keep them separate. For a hybrid to be born, these natural barriers must be overcome. For the blue jay and green jay, the barrier was a geographical one. They simply did not live in the same place, but as climate change altered their habitats, that barrier was removed, allowing their paths to cross in a way that was never possible before this moment in time. This event makes us wonder, if this can happen with jays in Texas, where else might it be happening? As global temperatures continue to rise, we may see more and more animal habitats shifting and overlapping. Polar bears, for example, are spending more time on land as sea ice melts, bringing them into contact with grizzly bears. This has already resulted in a few confirmed hybrids, sometimes called Pizzly or Growler bears. These new animals are a stark and powerful reminder that the consequences of climate change are not some distant future event. They are happening right now, creating new forms of life before our very eyes. What does this mean for the future of nature? On one hand, the ability to create hybrids shows how resilient and adaptable life can be. It is a way for animals to potentially create new combinations of traits that might help them survive in a changing world. However, it also raises complex questions. If species begin to mix too much, we could lose the unique animals that have evolved over millions of years. The lines between species could become blurry, leading to a less diverse planet. Scientists are watching these events closely as they could signal a major turning point in the story of life on Earth. The little Grue jay of Texas is much more than just a beautiful bird. It is a symbol of a planet in transition. It asks us to look at the world with fresh eyes and to remain curious about the endless wonders of nature. As you look at the birds in your own neighborhood, you can wonder about their stories and the journeys their ancestors took. The natural world is writing a new chapter filled with unexpected characters and surprising plot twists. And we are all here to witness it, one feathered surprise at a time, reminding us that nature's story is far from over.